What's up? Back to current culture challenge with Hydra Hybrid. Basically, current culture versus Hydra Hybrid. I gotta thank the subscribers out there for requesting this. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be happening. So thank Current Culture. Big shout out to Current Culture for donating this system for for the cause. You guys know I'm about DWC. I grow every style there is. I grow under the sun. I grow cocoa, SOG, flood and drain, DWC. But the inner spirits in me, I just love hydroponics. It's in my blood. So back to where I want to go with this whole thing. This video, we'll title it, lollipopping the canopy. I find that taking these videos wirelessly and being able to upload them instantly without having to edit them is so much more convenient, that I can actually take videos while I'm working on a tripod and upload them instantly when I'm finished, and you guys get to view them on a timely manner, as opposed to when I get the chance to sit down and edit a shitload of content. So that said, unedited, unscripted, basically I'm going to go ahead and this is what the canopy looks like. Okay, and the point here is that we already know what we have to work with on top. What we need to do is clear out all the bullshit that's on the bottom. And we're going to start just by eliminating anything that is below the SCROG net. All this stuff, it's never going to pass through the net. It will never get tall. You can try and try. You may get lucky with getting like one or two of these things. If you can tie these up, like literally up like that, you might get a little lucky, but you're really just wasting your time. So coming in here, lollipopping the canopy, pair of scissors, 5-gallon bucket is all you need. You're gonna want a place to put your garbage. Again, cleanliness is godliness. Okay, and we want to pull harvest, we want to pull weight like mad weight. So this is it's all up to you what you want to do with this. Some people take clones. I have mothers, so I don't need this. So basically, now if I was running a clone factory or I wanted to hand out a bunch of clones to buddies, I would save these and take clones. You can do arrow clone, you can do any kind of clone you want, but what we're going to do is eliminate these. I prefer rock wool cloning, by the way. All this little nasty stuff down here, had I had a little bit more time or I should say, had I not gotten sick, these plants would be a lot more proportionate, I should say. They're healthy, they're just not proportionate to flower just yet. All this stuff right that, I'm not going to cut off that branch because that branch has actually got enough length to it to make it through the canopy, catch all this stuff. Anything you cut off, you're going to keep. Lollipopping the canopy, guys. This is how it's done. And the reason why you want to do this is none of this stuff is going to actually hand you out any weight. So what it's going to do is, being that it's here and living, the top portion of this canopy is actually going to be feeding the lower portion of this canopy, because ultimately the plant doesn't want to die. In some cases, when there's so much light deprivation due to canopy, lack of light penetration through the canopy, you will get some yellowing leaves on the bottom. That's completely normal. Take all that stuff out. It's not necessary. So I'll show you where we're at, lollipopping this DWC plant in the Current Culture 13XL containers. That's how it's going to look. Something very similar to this. And while you're under here, you're going to see stuff poking out. Like that branch right there. Okay? If you leave this branch down here, it's just going to remain a bottom branch. When you see this stuff, you really want to take a minute and poke it through the net. Try not to break it like I'm trying to break it right now. You know, I got this big fat tripod in front of my face, so it doesn't really make it that, it's not that easy. So pulling it through the top, you might want to work your way through the top. Normally something like this I'm going to pull off, but given that the canopy is not adequately, you know, full, we're just going to poke that through the top as well. We want that leaf to have direct light and create more photosynthesis properties for us. So we're going to poke all this leaf through the canopy as much as you can. For the most part, there will be like a leaf or two like that. Obviously, this ain't gonna, it might not make it through the canopy. Yes, it will, but you don't want to cover up any other nodes. Some of this stuff I'm just gonna leave here because it's just within, you know, a couple inches of the canopy, within 5 inches. That's fine. We don't have such a dense canopy that there's no light at all making it to the bottom. In some circumstances, that's how it is, you know. So inevitably and eventually, things like this little node right here, if it's so short you can't make it through the canopy, you can try and push it through the canopy, but eventually if it just becomes a pain in the ass, just get rid of it and keep topping and femming out the top of your net, because that's where you're focusing. You're putting, see that little thing hanging down there? You want to focus all your structure through the top of the canopy and focus on the top growth of the canopy. All the growth that's happening up the top, that's what you want. I'm going to take that leaf back here that's hanging. Again, I'm going to poke it through the net, and eventually when all those little tiny nodes start to grow and expand upwards, we're going to eventually defoliate some of those larger families that we just pulled through. Here's a very good example. I know that looks pretty wretched right there. Here's a very good example. This is a hairy beast. This is like a girl never have shaving her vagina, okay? So looks good on top. You get down to third base, you know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and trim this bitch up. The exact same thing we're gonna do here, like this. This limb right here, it's a very nice limb. It makes for a very good clone, but it's not gonna make it all the way to the top of the canopy. And the bridge of the plant actually sits right here. So we're within 5 inches of the bridge of the plant and the top of the net. So perfect. So what we're going to do is chop all this stuff away. Again, it's up to you what you want to do with the trimmings. Clone them. If I were to take clones off of everything that I trimmed off, I would just be the clone man. I wouldn't be a flower guy. So, you know, some people just get you guys back on camera. Some people literally clone everything they pull off. This stuff's never gonna make it all the way through. Some of that node leaf like that, just right there, we'll pull that off. Some you can do this with your hands. It's all good. It's a preference. Because I'm taking this video, I want to consider it professional. I'll just go ahead and use a pair of scissors. And that's pretty much cleaning up. Look at that pretty little kitty cat. All right. good going, guys. All right. Clean up your canopy. Like something like that hanging down. Just trimming away. All this stuff right here, we'll pick it up later. And voila. Some of that stuff, again, we're going to push through the top of the canopy here. It's good to be back on film with you guys, by the way. I'm enjoying. I feel much better. I feel just, jeez. I felt sick for a long time. Very, very nice to be back on camera with you guys and enjoying life. Okay? I'm very lucky to be here right now with my family and have the opportunity to spend some more time with you guys. So, again, we'll back off of this one right now. There we go. You got a shaved kitten. And she's purring. She's gonna purr for you. Right there. Looks perfect. Your Lollipop's your plant. You're basically gonna do the exact same thing on every plant all the way around the room. And I hope this video quality is turning out well. Let me know if it is, because again, this is taken from my cell phone. This is basically a before and an after. We're gonna go through this whole canopy. Ooh, damn, that shit's a jungle right there. I don't know if I can find the hole on that one. It's all good fun, good humor, no pun intended. You know, you gotta laugh a little bit to live a little bit. All right, guys, I think that pretty much explains itself. Common sense from here. Basically anything from the bottom to the canopy. If it doesn't make it through the top of the canopy, get rid of it and just focus on the top parts of the canopy. Again, in a few days, we're going to be going through some, you know, hybrid theory, HHT techniques that a lot of people just call HHT because that's just the way I handle these plants, you know, and manipulate them to grow. All right, guys, so I'll catch up with you in a few days. What we're going to do is finish out trimming out the rest of these plants here, okay? And then we're going to let them they're going to be stressed out because they went through a lot in the last couple days. They've gotten transplanted, which stressed them the hell out. Now we're at the point where they need it to be scrogged out before they get too big. And we need to get rid of this bottom growth so the plant can focus its development on the top growth above the canopy, which is where you want the magic to happen. In the meantime, we're going to let these ladies kind of just sit a little bit and gain their strength and bounce back from all the stress that they've undergone this last few days. And again, one more time, okay? We don't want a hairy bitch unless you like hairy bitches. You want one like this, clean shaven. All right, guys, hit me up if you got any questions. If you got any direct questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram. Instagram is like a fantastically structured social media site with both direct messaging and live video feeds. You can always catch me on there randomly. I don't do it at no specific time. It's basically when I have time to get in this room. I'm always doing live feeds on Instagram, so don't forget to subscribe. Peace out. Stay strong, stay healthy. Woo. Catch you in a few.